Damn. Damn.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. MC, make another hit.
Whoa. This ain't what you want.
Project
This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. 1600 block. I just wanna rock. I just wanna. I just wanna rock. Body out of ya. Shorty got that body out of ya. Hit it once, no time. Side up, you gon' kill my vibe. Stand on my money, don't know my size. Pick them sides, and you better choose wisely. That's my high. 1, 2, 3, 4, throw up to 5. That's my high. Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, throw up to 5.
MC, make another hit.
Whoa. This ain't what you want.
Project
This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want.
好，大家我们一起，好不好？先暖身一下，把你们的拍扇拿出来，跟着我们节奏一起敲打。拍 ，clap clap 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 clap， 没错，再大声点。大声归大声，我们还是要对着节奏，再一次。很好。再来。老的嘞。我们今天兄弟大战，声音只有这样吗？给我们今天的兄弟大战一个尖叫声好不好 ？Come on！ That's right, that's right.
I'm really out for blood this time. Look.
很好，大家表现得很好。4分钟之后，我们就要来进行我们今天的兄弟大战。我们球迷朋友们也麻烦帮我们尽速入座，记得不要站在我们的走道上，不然如果我们工作人员上前这个去劝阻，屡劝不听的话，我们工作人员可能会请你离开我们的球场。我们希望呢，今天大家都可以多多配合，感谢各位。希望今天呢，我们的兄弟大战可以非常的精彩。
Victory back up on top of this where I belong. Like it ain't to me, we making history, fall through the misery, weather the storm. Can't let them get to me, no weapon form should prosper. R&B still live on my roster. I got options, I keep a chopper right on the dresser next to the Oscar. Applying pressure, somebody stop us. Woo! Applying pressure, somebody stop us. Running my concert, go need a doctor, go need a doctor, go need a what? I just came back for the win. Lot of new money in my head. Go tell a friend. They say success is the best revenge. I just came back for the win. Lot of new money in my head. Go tell a friend. They say success is the best revenge. So now they on my body. Made it to the top. Ain't no way that they can stop me now. They gon' say I joined the Illuminati. Like I demons all around me. Tell me what they know about me.
Yeah, we did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on a 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. I had to tighten the plan. Yeah, I got it right in the end. Now we on top once again. I don't want it if it ain't love. If it ain't, get it away from me. Who you gon' jack if it ain't us? LABB to the bakery. Mad that I came up. I know my granny gon' pray for me. It was just us in the vacancy. We had to get it from A to B. Wheels never felt like this. 2 seats in the hills, how I feel righteous. Blue sheets for the mills, but the deal priceless. New keys can't care what's built private. I might just double it up. Did it? Never enough, I'm with it. 5, 2, 3 on the business, whole team got wins and the wheels still spinning. I told them what I told them. We did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on a 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. Hey, I had to tighten the plan. I got it right in the end. Now we on top. Got a spot and it's locked to the click all in. I got ops, if he drop, I just hit my dance. I was popped, they just watched, had to take my wins. They wouldn't let me in. I've been on 10 cents. Who really holding it down? I've been holding it down and I go it again and again. Who is the dummy that died? I'm the coldest around, but he folding again and again. I'm in the what? I'm in the day. I'm doing 30 on 30 and up. You in the what? You in the way. Either you rolling or rolling the dust. You with us or what? Keep it running. We did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. I had to tighten the plan. I got it right in the end. Now we on top once again. We did a lot for the wins.
各位新北国王的球迷朋友们，哇，几个月不见，我们回来了。我是今天的主持人，球给彭尊的彭尊。
大家好，我是你们今天的主持人，我名字叫做汉弟汉弟弟。大家给我跟彭尊一个尖叫声吧 ，Come on！
耶！哇，太久没回来了，太久没回来了。
但是也别忘记，我们球场还有一个灵魂人物，就是在我们左上角的 DJ
DJ Sun having fun。
没错没错，哇，今天是非常精彩的这个兄弟大战啊！那我们今天新北国王将携手我们远雄人寿举行远雄人寿国王日。那我们新北国王的 slogan 王城荣耀与远雄人寿 Empower Your Life 两者呢将结合共同的品牌理念，凝聚我们诸位王者们，让这座城市更加的强大。远雄人寿国王日呢，也想要传达我们家庭与团结的重要性。如同我们王文祥董事长所说的，在这座城市的呢，每一位球迷都属于我们新北国王的大家庭。这样的理念呢，也呈现在我们新北国王禁卫军的团队氛围跟我们的球风。那每场胜利都是为了新北的大家庭而战，为了自己的家人而战，也为我们的队友而战。
通过上述的理念呢，球迷朋友进场，应该就会看到我们的周边有非常多的游戏。那你只要闯过4关呢，远雄人寿就会赠送精美的好礼。那也希望大家都能感受到满满家庭以及团结的氛围。
好的，接下来我要讲到的就是我们今天的重点之一了，也就是在网络上大家吵得沸沸扬扬的，就是我们今天的中场游戏。那我们今天的中场游戏，远雄人寿在我们今天的中场举行了远雄人寿30周年奖30中场 Logo Shot 活动。我们呢将邀请6位幸运的球迷朋友们与我们一起同乐。那只要呢参加者呢率先在30秒内按照顺序完成罚球线、3分线以及我们中间的 logo shot 连续进球的话，将会获得我们远雄人寿来听好哦，准备的新台币30万大礼，尖叫声！
所以今天中场游戏一定要争取一下，
真的，来看一个球赛还可以这样顺便领一下30万。可以直接买这个季票了哦。
没错。
好，我们远雄人寿呢，为了力挺我们远雄人寿国王日，我们共有800名远雄人寿的伙伴进场，为我们新北国王队加油欢呼。希望诸位都可以感受到我们远雄人寿的温暖以及热情。远雄人寿的伙伴在哪里？挥挥手，跟我们打个招呼好吗
？Hello。
哇，太多人了吧！全部都是我们远雄人寿的伙伴。好，那我们接下来呢，交给我们的彭尊。
那一样呢，国王这一季和 Lululemon 运动时尚机能品牌呢，在每一次进场的同时呢，我们都会抽出1位。那你们票根记得不要丢掉，都可以在1个月内去换等值8000元的 Lululemon 商品。
没错，好，我们今天就说了，顾名思义，今天最重要的就是我们的兄弟大战。但在这之前，我们要欢迎我们新北国王啦啦队 Chris 所带的开场表演。
Let's go。
OK, DJ sound, drop the Queens.
Honest, you're modest, I like it. You lay down and you the baddest. Find you in the cut, I copped it. Yeah. Honest. You kept it real with me from jump. It's 23 when you get done. I put it in and that's your song.
Yeah, honest. Spicy, I like it. FaceTime and weed, I just might buy. Throw it back on the couch, I just might try. Ooh, spicy. Get that booty thick, I like it. Hey, Justin B. I done do this out, this is sneaking geeks.
DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Tell the DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Tell the DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Tell them play that shit again, tell them that you like that line. DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Tell the DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Tell the DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Tell them play that shit again, tell them turn up the bass. DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Tell the DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Tell the DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Tell them play that shit again, tell them that you like that line. DJ turn it, 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 DJ 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 up the PS and turn up the sound.
马上到访 New Taipei Queens， 谢谢我们新北国王啦啦队 Queens。
相信各位已经迫不及待迎接这场新北国王面对高雄17直播钢铁人第4的兄弟大战，准备开始。首先介绍客队高雄17直播钢铁人，2号张杰伟。4号陈佑维，10号王柏志，13号吕正如，18号林志伟，20号孙诗瑶，23号蓝少虎，77号张博维。接下来为各位介绍先发5人 Starting Five：0号铁米，8号王绿翔，14号邱伯章，55号克拉索夫，7号林书豪。总教练郑志龙，助理教练洪启超、林婉如、韩义峰，总经理高景言。请现场所有的球迷朋友们，将你们目光移至上方大荧幕，手中的拍拍扇一起挥舞。首先为各位介绍 Number 2， 来自台湾师大苏系林世轩。Number 9， 全能后场指挥官新北标风玫瑰李凯燕。Number 10， 禁卫军弓箭手微笑射手简佑哲。Number 7， 观众哪爱看小丽林。 丽人。Number 3， 来自国立体大，小敏陈志南。Number 13， 最强居酒屋老板杨新志。Number 25， 来自政治大学欧马尔小 Q 牛马。Number 50， 禁卫军门神 Q 门神 David。马上为各位介绍新北国王先发5人 ，Starting 5。Number 1， 左右开弓，970林胜辉。Number 55， 后援部队砍将 Kenny Manico 曼尼高。Number 17， 我大书记苏世轩。Number 5， 禁区猛兽熊大法伦布伦。Finally。Number 6， 禁卫军士官长，新北拉美主战士杨志明。总教练 Ramos， 助理教练 Marcapella 许浩成，今天教练刘振宇，手机分析师张崇熙，数据分析师林胜宇，球队经理洪志虎，防护员邱国凯，吴崇豪，总经理毛家恩，执行长陈信生。那我们今天呢，也有一位嘉宾呢，一起来到我们现场，我们要来留下一个历史性的一刻。林妈妈也来到了现场。今天球迷很担心说，林妈妈要穿什么球衣？联盟也准备了一个2面的，好不好？不用再换来换去了。好，我们谢谢林妈妈，也谢谢苏伟、苏豪。我不想把你教坏，还是听妈妈的话吧，晚点再恋爱吧。我知道你未来的路，但妈比我更清楚。你会带着学习的同学在书包写东写西，当我建议最好写妈妈，我会用功读书，用功读书，怎么会从我嘴巴说出？不像你叔叔要教你用功读书，妈妈只给你。好的，现在呢，回到我们的好不好？老时间就是我们要来教大家怎么替我们新北国王应援。那这边呢，邀请到我们新北国王最漂亮的啦队 New Taipei Queens。好的，那我们一样老样子，我们首先呢，先从我们的防守，我们的 defense 开始。DJ 上 drop some sauce。Defense。Defense。Defense。Defense。Defense。Defense。Defense。
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youths, it's the most anticipated game of the season here in Taiwan. The setting is Xingfeng Gymnasium on a beautiful 228 Peace Memorial Day. And inside the arena, we have something special in store for you. The home of the new Taipei Kings in their second year of operation, taking on fellow second-year team in the Kaohsiung 1-7 Live Steelers. Well, we brought you the teams, but the two men we like to put a special little something on the introduction of is the matchup of a certain two Lin brothers. The incumbent Plus League champion Joseph Lin with his second team as a pro against older brother Jeremy Lin Sanity here in Taiwan, playing professionally for the first time. The two brothers will face off for the first time in a game that counts in the birthplace of their parents. Kirk Long with me at color commentary. Are you ready?
Oh man, Ryan, ready. I mean, such a rare opportunity to see, you know, a great game, two teams battling it out, but even the brothers just add such a great extra dynamic to this exciting matchup.
After the weekend's 5 games, the Kings solidified their first place in the standings. Braves and the Pilots jostling for that second place. And the Dreamers jumped the Lioneers for 4th place, a current playoff team if things ended tonight. And the Steelers notched their first road win on the season over the weekend and still do have a shot at the Plus League playoffs. On the Mandarin broadcast, it's Xing, Wang Xinkai, and Eddie, Zhang Yaozong on the Mandarin broadcast. 球迷朋友们，你找到了 Plus League 的英文转播，要看王信凯跟张耀宗的中文讲评，当然就按到官方的中文直播连结。但谢谢你的收看，记得离开之前或是继续收看就要直播按赞。This is actually a special makeup game in the Plus League schedule, as the Steelers previously had COVID infections, and the agreed upon set of this one for 228, and what a timing for it. We get to see Jeremy Lin, the older brother, taking on the younger brother and Joseph Lin. We, as Taiwan basketball fans, have grown to know Joseph very well, and the SBL was a champion with the Braves, and real brief stint in the ABL. Jeremy, of course, has gone through many weaves in many different teams and 3 different leagues, if you count 4, with the NBA G League as well. But finally, in the place where pregame getting a lot of attention was their mother, Mrs. Lin, who is just happy that the boys get to play together, albeit on different teams.
Yeah, but still very proud mother. It was fun to hear her share her thoughts for not just her sons, but the whole league, all the people working together to make these games possible, and she hoped for the best health and the best outcome for everybody.
Now, Joseph might be the lesser known brother, but he's also built quite a resume for himself. As mentioned, he's with the Braves for several seasons, winning an SBL title.
我们没有想到会有这一天，可是对我来说，我是蛮期待，然后开心可以跟他就同一个 court 上面打，然后可是我觉得对他来说可能会更多 emotions，毕竟他是大哥，older brothers will have more emotions, younger brothers will have more of 就想打败他们，因为从小都是一直，我2个大哥都是一直跟他们打，然后一直输 ，so 有一个小弟弟的态度 ，yeah， 就想打好，有一个好的表现。个人的对他 ，I think 我的 approach 对每一场是一样，就想打很好。可是对他特别也没有什么特别，就是我可能了解他比较多，可能知道他舒服的位置在哪里 ，yeah。
That is Joseph Lin, or Joe Lin, as they like to call him, sharing that he's been looking forward to it and excited for this head-to-head, and maybe teasing his older brother for possibly having more emotions. But Joe also saying that maybe that could be an advantage for him as someone who knows his game very well, in addition to all the hundreds of hours of film study probably people could be making on Jeremy.
Yeah, I think, you know, brothers obviously are always going to know each other's, you know, how they play well. But obviously, both of these guys have played at such a high level. They've won a lot of games, and I expect to, you know, even against each other, they're still going to have a lot of success.
Well, with the Steelers, Jeremy Lin has helped them to a 2-win and 1-loss record. On the left column is their scoring. The previous 19 games, 93.5, just about the same as their last 3 games. But the most important thing we're talking about is their points allowed. 104 during the 19 games before, and 88 in the last 3 games. More impressive, maybe something that might be a little bit of a caveat, is the Steelers have not faced the top opponents in the league like the Kings are.
Yeah, that is one thing to look at, but you do have to know and think about, okay, who else has Jeremy Lin been guarding throughout his career? We know he's played a lot of top players, and that helps him bring good individual defense.
I think it's going to be very fun. Obviously, I feel like it's a great moment for both of them as well as their family and the league. So I feel like hopefully it's just a very memorable night and they're able to go out there and have some fun, and it'll be something they'll be able to talk about for the rest of their lives, honestly. So I'm happy for both of them, and just hopefully, I know I'm Team Jeremy today, so hopefully Jeremy can come out with the win today. Obviously, he has a lot of experience, and also him being able to speak the language as well. It translates at him being like kind of an on-court coach as well. So we're able to fix things and adjust things throughout the course of the game while we're on the floor, which is a little bit more difficult for me as because of the language barrier. So it's kind of harder to translate what I want to say sometimes, even though we do manage to do it. But with him, it's I feel like it's more effective because he speaks the language, and obviously he's well respected, and he's just a good player. So he knows the game very well.
That was Femi Olujobi. Should give himself a little bit more credit. His Mandarin has actually picked up quite a bit since arriving in Taiwan. He has some Asian heritage in his family history, and he's the only import for the Steelers who's been with them since the preseason. They've gone through so many. But as the incumbent, with now his 14th game played, averaging 21 points and almost 11 rebounds, as we see the moments they shared together pregame between one older brother and younger brother. Not to forget the third brother of the Lin family in Josh. But specially made for the occasion is a Jay Lin and Jay Lin jersey, Kings and Steelers. On the wrong side, we should have thought about that beforehand, but
they
Mrs.
eventually
Lin
fixed it.
Sharing a little bit of the sun's spotlight in the middle of the floor at the end of the players' introductions, and now sitting comfortably courtside, although a little bit off to the side, and in fact on the baseline. And the great thing that Mrs. Lin is always sharing is that she didn't meant for the boys to play professional basketball, but every time they kept on advancing in their careers from students to adults, they kept on pushing through on their own ability, and of course with their parents' help, finding the right people to get them in their place.
Yeah, you definitely have to give parents credit, but then also the brothers credit, just, you know, the perseverance it takes to just continue to battle and become not just players at the professional level, but, you know, top players that their teams can depend on.
She actually spoke to the press in-house. This is going to be the highest attendance in terms of Taiwan basketball and non-related basketball media. And so her segment before the game in front of the waiting press.
Yeah, excited for her, excited for Jeremy to be able to come back to the town where he grew up. And, you know, just going back to earlier, talked about individual defense, but he's been able to help his whole team improve defensively just because of his leadership qualities and the intensity he's used to playing at.
这个是没有疑问的，但是我觉得，同队是一回事，对他们的职业生涯又是另外一回事，所以是看怎么样对他们怎么样 make sense 给他们对他们两个来说。这球衣的概念是他们两个的概念，他们就一定说要一半怎么样字要什么要怎么样的 logo 在上面，然后我们也很感谢球团让我们用他们，还有霹雳让我们用他们的 logo 这样子。
Mrs. Lin sharing that, of course, she would like the boys to be on the same team, but for professional and industry reasons, of course, it also makes sense for them to be on separate teams with them possessing the similar point guard skills and, of course, different stages of their career and different stages of where their teams were at. Joseph acquired by the Kings in the biggest asset trade in Plus League history with 2 players and a first-round pick going to the Braves, where, of course, Jeremy representing the player with the most foreign experience who would still be considered an overseas Chinese, as now we're kind of getting an eyeball on more King Steelers #1 and #7 swaps. Well, we'll soon be moving on to the basketball, where Pao Han will be the crew chief of tonight's officials. It is a sold-out crowd here in Xingzhuang Stadium on a special Far Glory themed day. For the Steelers, it's Jeremy next to Little Lou and Olujobi, Chobozong, and Kratsov, whereas the Kings will start Joseph next to Kenny Manigault, Amigo Yang Jingming, Big Susie, Su Sixuan, and Byron Mullins. Pretty standard step for both teams, where Chobozong, number 14, will be getting his second start of the season with the Steelers, who are not eliminated yet, although as it looked very bleak in the early parts of their season, going through 2 6-game losing streaks.
Yeah, definitely a lot of ground to make up, but the Steelers can continue to stay hot and get some winning streaks equal to their losing streaks. It still is possible. And they've been playing inspired as if it is possible, as if they are a team that does want to make that playoff run. So see if that can continue.
This head-to-head so far in the season actually started out with a Steelers victory, and it was the Kings' loss on the first loss on the road, and the Steelers' first win of their season. But of course, the funny thing about that matchup was Joseph Lin was not available to the Kings, but the now #1 team in the standings have taken the next 3 games, scoring in the hundreds in all 3 games, getting higher and higher offensive efficiency, where Joseph is scoring 17 points per game, a +17 per game, and 3 3-pointers made per game. Yuanxiong Renshou, or Far Glory Life Insurance, is the sponsoring partner for the Kings' 1 game here in Week 17. Byron Mullins and Vyacheslav Kratsov in the jump circle as they recover the basketball a little bit. Kings in their new Taipei black set and the Steelers in their white, as the home team will win the tip. Little Lou guarding Joseph at the top. Amigo, last year's MVP, playing in every game, though seeing his role a little reduced. Out to Byron Mullins, 30 feet, a little short, and there's Jeremy with a rebound. And they push it up ahead. Little Lou with a corner 3 on the way. Going to be out. Notably, the Kings especially want to play fast, and Amigo gets them on the board.
Yeah, 3 quick 3-point shots. These teams showing they want to get that outlet, try to push the tempo, get shots up before the defense can really set up in the half-court set. And the Kings 1 for 2 will take the 3-point lead.
Olujobi and Kratsov together in the same game for only the 3rd time this season, as Manigault can't get the first, but Byron Mullins picks up his teammate.
Yeah, the Kings definitely coming out with a statement. They know they might be at the top of the standings and the Steelers at the bottom, but they still want to fight today, do what they can.
As Kratsov picks up Jeremy with the putback dunk. Of course, the loudest noise in the building, not for player introductions necessary, but the first time Jay Lin versus Jay Lin at the point. Amigo already making 1 and another.
Yeah, Amigo's just too good of a scorer, and the Steelers leaving him too wide open. He had all day to line that one up.
An early 8-2 lead for the Kings. Olujobi gets a clean look, but no. Back to Byron Mullins from the same angle. He swirls it in. No movement on the Steelers bench, though, led by Chen Zilong, or Tony Zhen. Legendary CBA player here in Taiwan is Jeremy going to the cup. He'll lay it through.
Yeah, even these Kings fans are seeing Jeremy Lin slice through the defense, just so quick, strong with the ball.
Amigo feeling the bump, a little give and go, but the Steelers sniff it out. Turn it over right away. Number 55, Kenny Manigault, a miss from deep.
Yeah, the Steelers just struggling a little bit transition defense here in these first few minutes. We see the replay here, just matching up quickly on the break, and the Kings doing a good job attacking and finding those shooters in transition.
On the handoff, Joseph with a runner, yes. Quickly, Jeremy. Olujobi shot fake, but the ball bounces around. Little Lou will save it. 1-5 pick and roll as Zratov gives it up. Cho Bo-zang, 50% on the year from three, but will miss there as the recovery of the basketball. Olujobi leaves it off, and better defense by Mullen. Really fast back and forth, and Captain Liu, number 13, will check in, get another look at the pass and the strip.
Yeah, strip and then a little contact. He definitely had an opportunity to go straight up to the basket, didn't really need to go for the reverse. So Steelers missing a few opportunities so far.
Zratov from close range, easy too. The Kings' last game was a really defensive matchup as Jeremy is trying to chase Joseph. Getting out to Amigo, another one! Not to be beat, Captain Liu will go to the basket. The Kings stop that action with Joseph, the last man back.
And Joseph feeling very comfortable so far. Attacking the basket, we saw the floater. That time he knows Amigo Yang has the hot hand, drives it into the paint. Nice kick out to the corner.
It's our first break of the game. Kings on top of the Steelers, 16-6 for now.
Shade tee. 1 in 99 reason bitches hate me. Love it when I poke it out and act fake sleep. Hit it from the back, making beats like takey. Girl, he love it. I'ma shake it like dice. Wrapped around my finger, eating booty from the bite. Booty make 'em cry. Booty make a nigga swipe. Booty walk 'em in the store and tell 'em hurry up and buy. Shake what your doctor gave ya. It's a lot of bitches wishing they could see me fail. Shake what your doctor gave ya. I'ma make 'em pay the second round of this BBL.
Who else got an ass like you? Who else throw it back like you? What else make 'em mad like you? What else make 'em act like this?
228 Peace Memorial Day. Like the stream if you're having a good long weekend as the new Taipei Queens finished off their first performance pretty soon after their opener, as customary here with the team of New Taipei representing their several districts that surrounds the capital of Taipei City. And interesting geography, of course. Get another look at Joseph with his athleticism, almost smacking it into a team rebound. He's only 182 centimeters listed, but he also has one of the stronger verticals of all the guards in the league. No substitutions for either team going into the break as Olujobi will try the step back, all net.
Yeah, great job. One-on-one move, took his time, got his feet set. No Kings were ready to double team or help when he got into the paint.
On the same day that the Kings got their win earlier in the weekend, the Steelers got their first road win. Mullins trying to go on a handoff. Time will run out, but it's the Steelers who took it up off the hardwood. Little Lou given space, he lines it up. Yes. Second-year player getting the starting nods ahead of second overall pick Chen Wei. Got a little hustle play, but rolls out of bounds.
And there's not too many defenders in the league when Manigault tries to drive baseline that can knock it out of his hand, as we see the replay of the fast break three there. The Steelers showing us they're willing to shoot the three ball in transition also.
Double screen for Joe. Manigault trying to probe for space. They double him. He hangs onto it. Big Sushi, number 17, will miss the mid-range. Despite getting more starts, they often switch off of him as Captain Lou answers with a three ball of his own. He's only scoring 6 points per game after last year being a all-plus league first-teamer. Joseph with a tough turnaround left hand, no. Kind of crashed into, I think, by his older brother there.
Oh, man. The crowd enjoyed seeing that one. I didn't think neither guy had control of the ball yet. They're both going for a loose ball, but little brother ends up with the victory on this battle here, as we see just neither one had necessary position or the ball control, but a foul was called.
It's only the first foul of the game, as Quincy Davis announced in the game. So a big lineup for the Kings. They got the switch. Little Lou trying to cover Uncle Q. Joseph shaking, baking, dishing, but times runs out. Kyle Lee Cayenne kind of in no man's land, got in the way there.
Yeah, a few stops in a row here by the Steelers, who started off not being able to guard the three-point line, but now settling quite nicely on defense.
From the mid-range, Jeremy short with it. Kind of his favorite spot, just to right around that right elbow and a little bit further. Byron Mullins, they poke it out of bounds as Amigo took a little bit of a fall. And with Jeremy kind of making the call, Tony will have the referees look at the out of bounds here. A little bit of a stoppage as the Steelers ready to get number 4 Chen Wei in the game. So as mentioned, the Kings right now in first place of the league. No matter the results of this game, it will be their 11th week in first place. As you see what Jeremy kind of saw from there, Amigo had his fingertips on it. And very quickly, they changed the call thanks to the Steelers review.
That just shows you a little bit of the trust that this coaching staff and the Steelers team have for Jeremy Lin too, because the last game that I covered with you just a couple nights ago, several players early on in the game asked for a review, and the coach said, no, let's wait for it. But Jeremy knows. He knew it was last touch by the Kings. Coaches listened, and they're able to reverse the call.
Now only down by 2. That could be an early turning point of the game. Kings finishing a 7-game road trip where when they were good on defense, they were easily able to notch these wins, as Jeremy trying to go through the middle, bounces it in.
Man, he had Mullins in front of him, but a nice little sort of step back fadeaway in the lane. You know, even Quincy Davis was coming from the side. What a amazing shot.
Amigo from way downtown
Amigo just playing a little bit unconscious right now. 4 threes already here in the first 6.5 minutes of the game. As have a timeout as Jeremy Lin looks like bleeding from the nose or the lip. Might have gotten bumped on the box out, possibly.
Amigo, we kind of had it in our notes whether his teammate and Joseph might be kind of edging him out for, at least certainly with the Kings, perhaps most valuable player, but so far in this game, it's been the Amigo Yang show.
Yeah, he has a high release. We know he can create shots in the mid-range. He can post up. But so far today, the Steelers just giving him a little bit too much space on the perimeter, and he feels very comfortable here in this home arena.
29 points is his season 3 high, which seems a little low for him based on what we saw in year 2, his MVP campaign. Little Lou tries the teardrop. Yes.
Yeah, I love the confidence Little Lou's showing. You know, quick guard, can get to the lane, create for his teammates, that time creating for himself, and can be one of those Steelers guys that really steps up for him.
This time off to the right. Amigo in his second year with the Kings, after being with the Dreamers. Ojobi tried to give and go. Deep position, but Hugh and Mullins are right there on top of him. So it's Captain Lou with his second.
Yeah, both teams, man, shooting incredibly high percentages from the three-point line here today.
Kyle will take his first shot of the game to the bottom of the net.
You know, that excitement in the building. You got 2 Lin brothers playing against each other, but it doesn't just affect them. They're not just excited to go against each other. You know, the excitement's here in the gym with the fans, and it's affecting all the players right now. We're seeing some great basketball being played.
Kyle gets ahead of Little Lou with the first drive. Then he tries the 3, no good. Kyle was, along with Migo, the heroes of the Kings' late comeback against the Pilots. And their 8-0 run to finish off the game with that victory, as you see Jerry turning his hips and fouling, stopping the break. It's going to be the second foul for the Steelers.
Yeah, not a bad foul. The Kings have been so effective in transition, so Jerry knew by stopping the transition break, give his teammates time to set up.
Byron Mullins clanked that one, and they miss Olujobi at first. Now they go to him. Not secure with the handles, and here comes the Kings, but Jerry gets ahead, and now a 2-on-0. Number 0 with the dunk. Not to be beat, Kyle will go with speed, and he drains another 3. That steal with 52 seconds and coast-to-coast layup eventually put the Kings on top, and now he's showing off the 3-ball. Rolled in and out by Jeremy. A chance for the Kings to go up by 2 possessions. Amigo, nice crossover. Didn't have the shot. JJ trying to stay in front of number 7, but commits the foul.
Yeah, Jeremy Lin does not take his foot off the gas pedal. He's a fighter. Continued to get in the paint. Maybe took just a minute off to fix the bloody nose, and right back, used it between the legs, changing hands, and drawing the foul.
Now he's at the line, along with Goku Natason, strong free throw shooters for the Steelers, as they join the fray a little bit later. Entering tonight, Jeremy, 19 of 22 at the line. Can't tie the game up.
Steelers doing a good job making sure to get back right away. They've already given up 4 3-pointers on transition points. So Kyle and Amigo definitely feeling very confident.
Captain Lou snatches that one away. Over to Jeremy, having made a critical 3 against the Lioneers. This time it will be Kratzov. little amigo Xiaoming is in there. Gets it back, but can't get a clean pass off. So rotating around, Kyle for three, he got it!
Been a barrage, folks. All of these Kings players just shooting so well from beyond the arc. 28 points so far with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter only.
Already 7 made threes in the quarter. The only blemish is their 5 turnovers as a team as Kratzov gets the easy mic and drill courtesy of Jalen 7.
Yeah, great pick and roll there. You know, Jalen been able to do pick and roll with a lot of great post players throughout his career, and just make that pass look easy.
Byron Mullins thought he caught Olujobi. As the other way, the Steelers with a in-and-out three.
Even some of these misses haven't been bad misses, just ball going in and out.
Quincy Davis will try to elevate, but that's off the mark. So as well as the Kings have been shooting it, just over a minute to go, Steelers with a chance to tie or go ahead. Pass off, deflected to Olujobi, he'll bring it in. Out to Jeremy from deep center field, but short. Still in there, man defense. Mullins crosses over. Another miss. As just the slightest of tripping fouls there. Steelers about to go on a fast break.
Just a swipe across the body there. Byron Mullins also knowing Jeremy Lin would have been on a 2-on-1 fast break, so smartly uses one of those fouls to stop that transition. Here's the Steelers here with how well the Kings have been shooting it here in this first quarter on their home court. You have to be happy to be in a spot where you're only down 2, chance to even be tied going into the second quarter.
But it looks like a turnover by the Steelers. So it's the Kings with 26 seconds. And they look at Xiaoming swiping down and causing the loose ball. Kyle will lead the attack. Several years with the Grillon Dinosaurs of the SBL. Behind the back, going right. Q hesitating, now firing, way off the mark. 3 seconds left. Olujobi measures it up, floats it up, but it's no good. We have a close game after the first quarter with the Kaohsiung 1-7 Live Steelers seeking 2 straight road wins, but the Kings shooting hot.
等一下，看看大荧幕会不会照到你。来哦，一起比一个爱心哦！
大家帮我们往上面看，一起比个爱心好吗？这个戴着蓝色帽子以及我们这个卡其色帽子的这一对情侣 ，Hello， 帮我们一起往
比个爱心，比个爱心，一起比一个爱心哦！可以，小的也可以，小的也可以。来喽，比个爱心哦！哎，两个这个默契。 来，新庄体育馆的球迷朋友们，哎，两边都有，两边都有。还有是我们可爱的 Chris， 脸颊爱心也可以。
是我们的银河跟我们的小文，
黑哥。哎呦，难得照到黑哥，不是要送鞋。书豪的粉丝也到现场了。 哎，反应很快，求生欲很强。Nice， 来喽，看一下大荧幕。 姐妹之间的爱情。还有 nice， 有点孤单，但没问题。
The Kings in Far Glory Life Insurance having a fan interactive cam. Maybe a little bit easier than some of the other themed cameras we've had so far in Season 3. But my favorite is they have a special partnership where they have those snack corn bugles for everyone at the floor level here. Byron Mullins getting a stint on the bench as Quincy Davis and Kenny Manigault will be playing in the front court for the Kings out of the break. And for the Steelers, they'll be going small. A little bit of extra stuff on the Kings bench as provided by our TV broadcast partners. With Jeremy, part of the second level of a horn set. This small lineup has Lansofu maybe playing power forward. Jeremy rises and fires, but again, short with it.
Short with it, but that's what the Steelers have needed. Just another guy to create late in the shot clock, and that's what Jeremy Lin's been able to do for him. Create his own shots, create for his teammates. Makes guys like Lil Lou, Captain Lou, you know, takes the pressure off of them a little bit to create on offense.
A jump ball as Steve, number 3, Chen Chungnan, had it tied up with Zhang. JJ a little dangerous with the dribble there. But Manigault passing right to a referee. To be fair, they are wearing black and gold checkered jerseys. Not quite the same as the sunset black jerseys, but you see Kyle, the intended target. Jeremy attacking on the handoff, takes the contact, will go to the line, not make the shot.
All right, as you mentioned, he's missed one free throw today, but Jeremy Lin, very good free throw shooter. So he's gonna keep putting his shoulder down and using that quickness and strength as we see here to get to the basket and either get some easy layups or get back to the free throw line.
But he misses that first free throw. Well, they expand upon the head-to-head so far. And their only victory over the Kings, you got to remember back, that was Terrence Jones and Olu Joby combining for 60 points the day after they lost to the Braves, 125 to 119, as another loose ball becomes a turnover.
Yeah, uncharacteristic by Kenny Manigault. A couple turnovers here, just thinking teammates are going different directions.
Lansofu, he'll try from 3. A long rebound to Kenny. He's got one man to beat. There's contact, no whistle though. The referees say it was clean defense and a clean shot. Quick double team, but they pass out of it. Here's Jeremy back to Lansofu from the free throw line. Splash.
Lansofu, no hesitation, which I like to see, whether the three-point shot on the last possession, that time just finding that his man had helped off a hit onto Jeremy Lin's drive, and again, pulls up with confidence. Steelers need him to continue to be aggressive when the shots are available.
Down screen by Quincy Davis, but bad miss by Chen Chungnan. Just like that, substitutions for both teams.
I see the replay here. Jeremy Lin definitely doing a good job making sure his hands were off. Not out of control was Kenny Manigault. So probably a good no call by officials, but on the other end, Jeremy Lin attacking, getting into the paint again, creating for his teammates.
At 10:09 left in the second quarter, there's a timeout on the floor and we'll be going to break.
好，因为这一排哦比较长，
这边丢一个，
我从这边跟这边丢2颗球，这边呢我都会丢2颗，这边的呢我会丢1颗球哈。
小丽还是你可以帮我们丢一个，我们丢那边好不好？
Great, but she acting all sprung. Think I had a T-pain. Man, they make rats at the back of these raves. Same way I take cash, do my rap and leave stage.
哎呦，2楼的朋友，记得订阅一下，观众拿来看，好吧？我们接到球的朋友，等下准备一下。
Some land money streets are spread fast. Boy, I got me some plans, more moves and less chat. Yeah. Yeah, run the place, we don't wait in line. I'm late, I'ma take my time.
The Plus League YouTube account is close to 250,000 subscribers. Hit that red button so you can be part of that impressive number, just like a capacity crowd here in Xinzhuang Gymnasium. The Steelers on their last road game in Xingzhou, not the same as Xinzhuang, it is spelled completely different, by the way. They actually sold out that arena to the capacity 8,000 people, the home of the Lioneers, and it was actually sold out within the first hour.
Yeah, it's good basketball, and you got some big superstars now, always in the league, but of course, lots of Taiwan basketball fans happy to welcome Jeremy Lin back to his home country, see him compete here in Taiwan.
Manigault guarding Jeremy now as they set up a double screen. Captain Liu already hitting a couple threes, getting the tight pressure. Did he get it off in time? Well, it doesn't matter. Tipped rebound as the Kings push. It's Mullins through the lane. Two-handed slam for the lead.
Yeah, Steelers doing a good job trying to pressure that three-point shot from happening in transition, but did not see the trailer. Yeah.
As Jeremy swirled in the layup, but they say foul early. Get another look at two Steelers kind of late on the play. Oh, Byron Mullins having a strong case for import of the season, is 6th in the Plus League at 21.7 points and is number one in rebounds, 16 per. So Wei calmly knocks down the two.
Yeah, big shot for him too. Definitely has the quickness and the strength to create space for that shot. Good to see him rise with confidence.
And Manigault rising. The long rebound for the Kings. Over to Steve, but halfway down and out.
Yeah, Steelers there lucky to not come away with more Kings points, as giving up second chance points is not something they want to do consistently against this top-ranked Kings team.
This field goal on the other side. Second quarter, just 5-2 for the Steelers. Mullins thought about it, but it's Manigault going left and right, dishing it off, and there's Chen for the two. Couple bodies go to the floor as Jeremy's looking for an outlet. Captain Liu fakes the pass, then throws it into no man's land. Mismatch is on the break as they alley it up to Mullins, but he's fouled first.
Oh, wow. Thought he got fouled, and then he turned around, and then he gathered, and then he shot. But they're gonna, looks like, give him 2 shots in the process of shooting. See, he's trying to foul. Mullins is not gonna complain about that call.
Coming into the game, number 7, Ling Liren, alongside of Joseph Lin. Mullins sinks the first free throw. Might be one area that I'm sure he would like to see go up in his play is 65% at the line. Though he is a 36% three-point shooter, which is 3rd on the team.
来到场上的是 Number 1 Joseph 林书伟，以及 Number 7小丽林丽人。
Got a hand on it. And he beats 2 Steelers to the ball. Quickly down is Joseph. Gonna miss off target. Trying to run a handoff game. Jerry pops free. His 3 well short. And he got easy block by Femi Olujobi. And after getting the rebound, Centurion commits the foul in transition.
Great individual defense right here. Just stays honest, keeps moving those feet, and gets these hands straight up, able to get the block on Monagal here in transition. Not easy to do.
Impressive because he switched hands there with the block shot. Olujobi averaging 1.1 per game. Second on the team to Kratsov, 1.5. There's a holding foul on the screen.
King's gonna be in penalty soon here. Now 14 fouls in the first 5 minutes of the second quarter. Just being a little too aggressive on defense here.
Only 1 by the Steelers, 4 by the Kings, as you mentioned. Straight to Kratsov. Gonna take Mullins one-on-one. Going to the left side and sneaking it in.
Yeah, great focus, losing balance a little bit. Takes a lot of strength to back down a 7-footer like Mullins, but able to get off just enough space to get that left-handed layup to fall.
Xiao Li, he'll put it up. Back on defense is Kratsov, or Slava they call him, from the high post. Little fakes one way and misses a shot going the other way. High pick and roll. Jeremy down low, blocked by the Ukrainian center. A chance for both teams to bring on their veteran scorers. It's Jeremy on one side and Amigo on the other. As you see, Joseph with a nice find, but couldn't quite get the finish around the defense. Well, kind of a bumpy game so far for Centurion. He's putting good effort on the rebounding side, but his role on the offense is a little bit missed as Manigault almost jumped another pass. Gotta watch out.
From the first quarter barrage of 3-point shots, both these teams really settling in on defense, making it a little bit harder and harder to score as we've seen the points drop.
Jeremy gets it back, throws it into Olujobi. They call a whistle first as the Steelers had a mismatch down low.
Yeah, great recognition by Jeremy Lin. Had Monagal switched out on him, so saw the mismatch in the post. Good little up fake. Gets Joseph Lin to leave his feet and draw the foul.
The Kings will have a little conference there on the floor as Olujobi will step up to the line. He had 28 points, 15 rebounds in their victory over the Lioneers. And interesting enough, the last time he and Kratsov were on the floor together was Dreamers and Lioneers in the early part of the month, February 3rd and 5th. They were both close losses. Missing that second free throw. We're tied up at 34. And they combined 13 points halfway through this 12-minute period. A little miscommunication on the handoff as Manigault challenged at the rim. Gets it back, but a lot of defense in the area. The Kings trying to get a foul, and the Steelers trying to get the basketball out of bounds. And this time, it's all 5 Steelers gesturing to Tony.
Yeah, Manigault definitely had bodies all around him that were swatting at the ball, trying to get it. But it did seem like he controlled that rebound and was trying to go back up, and it might have slipped out of his hand. So Kings definitely wanting a foul call. Steelers definitely saying the ball didn't go out on them.
The referees aren't going to go to the monitors quite yet, but the players have found their coaching staff and their assistant personnel as well as get a look from the close angle camera.
And they changed the call again.
So they saved the Steelers that second challenge. Now, speaking of low-scoring affairs, the Kings in their victory over the Pilots was only 77-73. 150 points is the lowest two-team scoring total, and 67 in the second half is the lowest half scoring. But just like Marchand says, trying to win any way they can. Certainly is convincing as a first place team. Another hand-on ball, Manigault with another steal. He is full of energy tonight off the curl. Out off to the right side, the shot is up, but short. Xiaoli, an easy interception for cornerback number 55, Kenny Manigault. That's not a cornerback number. You get that fixed as Byron Mullins sticks through it and hooks in the reverse.
Yeah, Manigault playing safety back there like American football player and just trying to swallow all the passes he can get his hands on.
A quick bank shot by Slava. Again, it's tied up. Ratzoff is second on the team to Jeremy in points scored. As Mullins loses the grip on it, a little 2-on-2. Jerry stripped from behind, and Xiaoli effort play to knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, Jerry just a little bit too lackadaisical there. Had the 2-on-1 opportunity. Want to try to push that ball up the court as quick as possible. Try to find your big, right? Joseph Lin, definitely a mismatch there if you can lob that ball up, but just missed opportunity for the Steelers.
Xiaoli, despite missing a couple open threes, will get welcome from the bench as a slip of the pass and another steal, presumably for Kenny Manigault. To the right side, Amigo fires away, too easy. And now the Steelers call timeout on the easy baseline out of bounds turnover. That's starting to become a problem for them. That is their fourth on the quarter.
Yeah, Manigault with 3 steals in the last few minutes. And that one, Joseph Lin, seeing Amigo Yang trail on the break, knew exactly who to pass it to, hits him in stride, and just no lack of confidence. Amigo Yang drilling another 3.
4 minutes, 12 seconds left in the half. And Kenny Manigault on the season is second in the league with 3.1, followed by teammate Joseph Lin at 1.6. We'll talk about the Kings' dominance. They are first in the league at 33.6 3-point shooting, but they also have Byron Mullins and a capable attack of taking it inside for 42 points per game, second in the league. Well, not only does Jeremy bring a lot of fanfare and a lot of attention to the basketball games, he also has pretty solid performance. 13 assists in his debut, which tied the league record held by PLEAGUE and Jordan Colbert, if I remember correctly. Then he had another double-double game the next time, also against the Dreamers. And more recently, he had the step-back 3 to really put the Steelers up for good against the Lioneers in that victory.
Yeah, definitely knows how to create, knows how to work in a system and get good shots for his team as a guard, but definitely has the one-on-one skills to create and help his teammates flourish as well.
Olujobi will bring it up the court. Guarded by Quincy Davis. He'll fire the quick three, too strong. Looks like we have a clock issue. Oh no, a defensive foul, excuse me. How could I miss that? It was right in front of me.
Captain Lou didn't like it. He thought he got his feet in front of Manigault, but just allowed Jim. Hard to hear that whistle.
I think the key too is also what he does with the right hand to impede the movement. Jerry quickly closes the space against Amigo, who swings up a pass, but it's a missed alley-oop opportunity. A little double team on Olujobi. The Steelers will be lucky to hang on to it.
They will just have 4 seconds to get it across half court, so King smartly trying to match up, make this difficult for him. Jeremy Lin knows the clock, has the speed, and will be to the free throw line again because Quincy Davis fouls him about 50 feet from the basket.
On the game, the Steelers are only 3 for 6 from the line. Once again, Jeremy will go to the charity stripe. Not to dismiss any of his stats, but officially he will not be eligible for any of the league's statistical rankings, but he certainly has made his presence felt in a few categories, as willing to disrupt his free throw rhythm to give some instructions to the Steelers defense.
And that's really what's kept them in this game. I mean, both teams came out hot in the first quarter, and that pace has slowed down, but the Steelers defense, you know, has been able to string, you know, several good stops in a row at times. And even though the Kings have a lot of guys shooting the ball very well, the Steelers defense hasn't given up too many easy looks.
Joseph got past his brother, but couldn't get the finish. As Jeremy, sweet crossover and the bucket.
That is a smooth in and out dribble. Amigo Yang almost left his shoes on the floor there. Just a little in and out dribble, and one dribble after that, pull up, smooth jumper. You just see that's so many hours of work in the gym by Jeremy Lin to have such a smooth shot.
Shooting to pick up the dribble on the fast break as Slava with a fancy layup, or I guess however you can make it kind of layup. As it's the Kings who call timeout, finding themselves down by 3, a little bit more than 2.5 to go. They just finished a 7-game road trip. Their last homestand was New Year's Eve versus the Steelers and New Year's Day against the Braves. To get another look at Jeremy going to work in kind of a partial fast break, which might be his forte now, with a chance to utilize different speeds against the defense that is kind of set up but kind of not matched up correctly.
Yeah, that change of speed is definitely a great weapon for these veteran players to use. You know, they still have that burst of speed, but to mix it up definitely can help. See a very focused Steelers team here, just continuing to talk about their defensive strategy.
Now, Jeremy does have a team-high 30% usage rate, which in this season is even higher than newcomers to our league, and Ilkhan Karaman with the Dreamers or Willie Martino with the Lioneers. Before him, it was Femi Olujobi at 25% and rookie guard Zhang Jiewei with 22%, so it really changes up the dynamics of who's handling and who's making the decisions, as you see some of the Slava exploits in the first half.
Yeah, Slava has been very efficient, takes the shots that are available, and has ran in transition well, being a target for his teammates, and definitely a big reason for this Steelers' success here in the first half.
Mullins hands off to Joseph. Quincy Davis screening to the right side, the weak right hand. of a naturally left-handed Joseph. So he's the closest to ambidextrous of a player there is in the Plus League. Aaron pass and another Aaron pass. Little Lou and Jeremy not on the same page as Manigault scores on the break.
Yeah, Jeremy Lin liked the matchup with his younger brother Arnhem, just unable to control the pass by Little Lou.
He gets into the deep 2 range. Ricochet the basketball to Amigo, who pushes up ahead. Mullins through contact, couldn't get it in. Double high screen. Jeremy behind Quincy Davis's back. Captain Lou from the corner. And the easiest 2 of the night for Vyacheslav Kravtsov. Amigo now putting the moves on. He'll pull up from 3. It dances off the rim. Manigault with the effort play. Mullins haven't shot in a while. Buries the 3.
Yeah, Mullins so good at just hanging out that top of the key. And if his man loses him at all in transition, or if the defense is caught helping too much, Mullins makes a living off of knocking down those shots.
Little Lou looking for a Kravtsov from the left corner. No good. Under 40 seconds, the Kings can get a 2-for-1. Amigo will get fouled first. The Steelers did have fouls to give, but a fresh 14 for the home team. Get another look at Captain Lou trying to hide away the foul with his elbows.
Yeah, he's trying to catch up, moving his feet, but can't keep those arms up, impeding the offensive drive. And Amigo knew how to sell that the right way, too. Make sure the refs could see it.
A little extra mop work in the middle of the floor for where Jeremy and Kenny Manigault went down on a previous play. So it's going to be sideline out of bounds as, let's see what Coach Marchand instructed with his 5 on the floor. Amigo on the down screen, back to Mullins, over to Joseph, he'll bring it in. The right-handed runner can't find the mark as Kenny Manigault right in the middle of the Steelers' trees. Crossing over right, out to Amigo, who misfires. Oh, deflected pass. Kind of sloppy basketball as Quincy Davis gonna help the Kings run down the clock. Quickly down low, Joseph trapped, and time will expire. 44-44 after the first half, and what started out as this high-scoring affair has kind of ground down a little bit. Plenty of mistakes made by both sides. Let's see what the coaching staffs have for them at halftime. We're here in Xinzhuang for the 228 Jeremy and Joseph matchup. We'll be right back.
我们这一次，都已经来到中场了吗？我们要30万的挑战赛，都已经来到中场了吗？
好，我们现在呢，5位还差1位。我们从这个 VIP 群里面，有谁想要参加我们这个？好，我看到了，就是你了，来吧，来吧。我没办法，我第一眼就看到你了。来，
既然有人要放弃这么好的机会，
真的，
远雄人寿30周年奖30。
Let's go!
好的，我们今天呢要办的我们的远雄人寿30周年奖30中场 logo 小活动，我们邀请了以上6位幸运的球迷来跟我们一起同乐。每人呢先以2颗充气骰子比大小，决定先后顺序。好，那我们第一位呢完成罚球线、3分线以及我们中场 logo shot 的话，进球者就可以获得我们远雄人寿所提供的新台币30万元的奖金，大家尖叫声好吗？好的，6位朋友准备好了吗？先帮我们甩骰子啊，依序帮我们甩骰子，2颗哦都丢出来。
这个很关键哦，因为你只要先完成的，后面的人就不用投。
好，6点。好，那我们下一位朋友
，6点偏小啊，偏小。
来。哦，9点。
来，请我们
好，来下一位。哇，今日最小3点，究竟今天会不会出现2点呢？这个算我们这位朋友，
这算 B 级吧？刚那个。
好，也是6点，也是6点。好的，我们这位，
那我们女士优先好不好？
要再一次吗？好，给你再一次机会啊！来，是我们的5点，刚好在我们的6点的旁边啊。来下一位，
今天点数都算偏小啊。
没错。好，9点到我们的这边。
Welcome to halftime and our chance to have the wish best of luck to the Taipei Fluent Braves in the East Asia Super League Championship week. First game tomorrow at 4 p.m. Japan time against Anyang KGC. Then Saturday at 6 p.m. against the Ryukyu Golden Kings in their house in Okinawa Arena. Catch that on our partners at Momo Television. Wang Xinkai and Zhang Yaozong on the Mandarin broadcast. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Kirk Long on the English side. There on the combined team statistics, they're on screen. The biggest thing that stands out from the first half is the Kings' advantage shooting the 3-ball, which stood out in the first quarter. But the Steelers able to weather through that thanks to forcing the Kings into different paces that they were not so used to. But they themselves turned it over 12 times on the half as well.
Yeah, just got to speak. The Steelers playing with a lot of toughness. Obviously, talented Kings team in first place in the rankings. And the Kings coming out really shooting the ball with a lot of confidence here today. But the Steelers just, fighting for every little advantage where they can, being aggressive, attacking the paint, attacking the boards as we saw here, and just trying to get the Kings to feel less confident, less comfortable on the offensive side.
Amigo Yang Qiming has started the fireworks early, and then Li Kaiyan coming off the bench also made 3 threes. And of course, the highlight of the game coming into it is the matchup of Jeremy Lin versus Joseph Lin. They don't find each other offensively, defensively matched up so much, but their impact to the game certainly is felt going into the game and certainly partway through it.
Yeah, both guys just able to use their quickness and smarts coming off pick and rolls and transition to not only create shots for themselves, but for their teammates. So they do have some similarities, definitely, and just what they're able to offer their respective teams when they're out on the floor.
So after them, the biggest name to be mentioned is the impact Kenny Manigault has, especially in the defensive end, having maybe not be so accurate from the floor, but with rebounding and, of course, getting a number of steals and providing a lot of energy to the Kings at their right now tied at 44 apiece.
For one individual on the court, you hear the extra noise. It looked like we just had a half-court shot made for some bonus money. So we might be able to get a replay of that shot.
Well, it's for a big prize, the 30th anniversary of Bar Glory. And they put a times 10,000 number as it goes through the cylinder. Well, we have one more break as we try to shake his hand, breaking things down for the rest of the second half.
靠 logo 下升学的。
我觉得我们后面的朋友比较無言，还没参與到 It's Over 哦。
来，那我们后面的朋友也一起来一个大合照。
哦，你们也不用担心哦，我们这边特别请到我们远雄人寿的总经理，我们的赵学兴赵总来替我们颁奖。那不止呢，我们这位中间这位朋友获得我们今天远雄人寿30周年奖30中场 logo shot 活动的30万奖金之外，我们其他的朋友也都有我们的参加奖。
好，我们再一张。
好的，我们的媒体记者朋友们都拍完了吗？都 OK 了。好，大家再给我们这位非常不可思议的这位朋友一个最大的掌声吧。哎，等一下，我有件事问你，拿到这30万，你第一件事想做什么？
先存起来。
不是，是要买我们的季票啊！好，谢谢你，希望我们可以在球场都可以看到你。欢迎来我们新庄城堡，也谢谢我们其他的朋友们，也谢谢我们远雄人寿的吉祥物，谢谢。
哇，所以来新北国王新庄体育馆看球，有时候还是可以带一些不一样的东西回去哈。
他这一投大概把我半年的薪水都投掉了吧。好，那我们呢这一边呢，除了我们中场的 logo shot 活动之外，我们开场的时候也有提到我们的国王运动休闲服装合作伙伴 Lululemon， 同时呢也希望各位可以体验时尚与机能的运动服饰。本季我们新庄城堡20场赛事，每场将随机抽选一位幸运的球迷朋友，可以在该赛事结束后的1个月期间内，前往 Lululemon 任意门市进行产品体验，带走我们价值8000元的等值商品。现在我们要公开今天抽中我们 Lululemon 大奖的幸运儿，我们一起把目光放到上方的大荧幕。我们今天得奖的是我们座位 B1 之3 B1 之3括号 H 之16的这位朋友，是我们的陈艺文。陈艺文，你的电话号码是09639288XXX。OK， 我们的陈同学在吗？哦，恭喜你到我们的商品部来领取我们 Lululemon 等值8000元的商品。记得要到我们的商品部去做领取，也恭喜我们这位陈先生，恭喜你。
We finally got over the high of that half-court shot made by a fan and perhaps a partner, and now favorite person of the Flower Glory Life Insurance, Wang Shikai, Zhang Yangzong on the Mandarin broadcast. You're watching the English broadcast of Plus League Basketball, and a special 2-2-8 game that was moved from earlier in the season due to some COVID infections. We bring you the Steelers leading scorers with Kravtsov leading the way with 14 points, Jeremy with 10, and Captain Liu coming off the bench with 6, Little Liu, Wang Luxiang having the start at 5 points, Olu Jovi with only 5 points. What stood out to me on the Steelers side is there are finding pockets of little space, but the Kings are also doing a good job closing in that space, and a player like Jeremy might have the most success creating the right opportunities and in rhythm for himself and his teammates.
Yeah, I mean, we know the Kings have scores, but another big reason that they're the top-ranked team in the league right now is because of their defense, and we've seen what Manacle can do with his quickness. We know their guards are quick. Kyle's quick guard. But with Mullins and Quincy Davis down there anchoring the paint defensively too, it does make it hard for the Steelers to drive and get a lot of easy points on that end.
For the Kings, it's Amigo with 15 points, most of those in the first quarter. Byron Mullins has also picked up his scoring for 14. Kyle Lee Cayenne, 3 for 3 3-pointers to start. And on the Kings side, got a feeling like they can execute just a little bit better in transition, maybe just to be a little bit more secure in the half-court offense, and they'll be the strong team like they are reputationally through this third season.
Yeah, when the Kings have taken care of the basketball, they have so many offensive weapons, so many guys that can create shots, and they've been stroking the ball really well. But you're right, Ryan, just a few times where just a little bit sloppy, maybe bad spacing or errant passes or not knowing where guys are going, and that's one thing that's helped the Steelers hang around.
3 minutes left before the start of the second half.
Slide to the left, slide to the right, slide to the right. Move your pennies to the side, I be in it on.
Girl, I've been patient, but we both know I hate waiting. You just gotta treat it like it's boring, baby. Drop a pin at your location. Straight to the head, you love your liquor. Feelings and alcohol's a mix. Ride me like a Maserati, ride me like a Maserati. Hey, hey, yeah. Goddamn, 2 girls, 1 me, oh man. Let's dance, back it up, no hands. Shawty wanna slide at the crib. Tell Shawty slightly, late 6 now. VVS diamonds for your ass. Tell Shawty slightly, late 6 now. There's something about the way you move your head. Tell Shawty slightly, late 6 now. Shawty wanna slide at the crib. Tell Shawty slightly, late 6 now. She ain't even from around here. Everybody love me out here. If you ain't getting money around here, shut the fuck up, boy, you taking like a dummy out here. It's going down. I just wanna drink a little till I'm unconscious. Swerving in the whip and we don't care about what the car says. Running through the city, got Balenciaga on my wallet. Yeah. Goddamn. 2 girls, 1 me, oh man. Hey, let's dance. Back it up, no hands. Shawty wanna slide at the crib. Tell Shawty slightly, late 6 down. VVS diamonds for your ass. Tell Shawty slightly, late 6 now. There's something about the way you move your head. Tell Shawty slightly, late 6 now. Shawty wanna slide at the crib. Tell Shawty slightly, late 6 now. Back it up now. Just slide with me.
台湾卤肉配点白饭，不准爱上轰炸那些老外，来个2万，再配几盘小菜。台湾之光电爆全场，真的超级 hell by 家乡的，真的太夯了。小丑叔叔，你们卖的真的太瞎了，这碗真的太香了，不要再说了。热腾腾的烟雾弥漫，真的太香了，直接点下去，然后吃下去。超高的 CP， 只要30台币才有高人气，不用太华丽，像是台面那样拥有它的魔力，带着菜味，晚上帮你开胃，不用排队，到处都有店面，不用崇洋媚外，就让他们跪拜。卤肉配上白饭，完全无法被谁取代。一个阿祖阿姐老爸饭刷规个人掉落，一位小吃又酥，哈你吃饱未？你吃饱未？一个日本妹仔吃了伊的表情都实地，一位小吃又酥，哈你吃饱未？你敢讲袂？这碗卤肉饭，帮我加颗蛋，把手 double up， 肥瘦各一半，从小吃到大，我吃都吃不怕，我就是这么夸张，像汽车里站。
Just like the pros with Plus League shorts, double-sided practice jerseys, and socks. PLeagueofficial.com/shop. But of course, we appreciate the personally made signs that we see all over Plus League arenas. There we go. The producers got the wide-angle shot of the half-court heave. And I really like it when it doesn't use the backboard too. That also just adds a lot more style points to the whole affair.
He brought it down to his hip, but it's definitely a smooth shot through the rim. He's been inspired by the way that these teams have shot the ball in the first half, and he rode off that momentum.
The Kings out of their huddle first in the second half with their starting 5, including James or Big Sushi, and the Steelers going with their same starting 5. And it looks like we'll have a little bit Jeremy and Joseph, at least to start the half. Oh, just kidding. It's Manny go back on him. One thing that the Steelers did well in their matchup against the Lioneers, as Jeremy lines up a 3, they had 21 to just 8 fast break points and 15 to 6 points off turnovers. So it's hard to imagine the Kings won't also want to increase their speed. Joseph running into a wall of defenders. With Amigo on the move, no good.
See if the pace can start this second half like we started the game, or if this defense is going to be a little bit more on top of it like we saw these teams play in the second quarter.
Not on the same page with that alley. But Mullins gets the scoring started in the second half.
Yeah, and you got to know the scouting report. If you're the Steelers, Byron Mullins will look to come up and stop in that spot every single time. If you give him that look, he's going to nail it.
Jeremy with a wedgie on his 3 attempt. Missed shot and team rebound for the Kings. The 3-ball has not been there for the Steelers. First half 3 for 17. Now a couple of misses by their leader.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to come off the dribble and shoot. His first 3 of the second half was about 4 or 5 feet behind the 3-point line. So you hope that the Steelers can try to do a little bit of creating for their new star and maybe get him some shots in rhythm, just catch and shoot, maybe a little bit closer to that 3-point line.
Chobozan on the handoff, probing and out to Olujobi. Jeremy fakes up his brother but loses the ball. And they say kick ball, interestingly enough. They save Joseph a foul, according to Jeremy, who's adamant about something going on. And
yeah, but in that possession, Ryan, just a lot of standing by too many Steeler players, just not enough ball movement or player movement to create easier shots. And everything that they're attempting right now is being challenged by multiple Kings defenders.
Amigo driving right, pulls up, and got it.
Yeah, the man can do no wrong today. Even with a hand in his face off the dribble, still finding ways to get that ball to drop.
Even short with the runner. Right now, the Steelers scoreless through 2.5 minutes of play. Two-man game, Joe and Byron Mullins. He'll try another 3. He rattles it home.
This is hard to watch if you're a Steelers fan, but even at the start of the game, the Kings came out roaring hot, almost double-digit lead, and the Steelers were able to fight back and claw their way back into this game.
Leaves it behind for Kravtsov, who misses a close one. And Chobozan can only foul Amigo, who was camped underneath the basket. And the Steelers not going with any timeouts, just Tanyoue checking into the game.
Kravtsov just has to be a little bit ready to go up with that one as we see the replay here. Two guys just trying to fight for a position, but that last play, finally get a semi-uncontested shot, but Kravtsov just unable to get that lift and get the shot off that he needed to.
Joseph also leaves it short at the rim, and Jeremy will run it down this time. Olujobi fires away, and another miss.
They could really use some offense from him right now. That time, a clean look at the rim, just in and out. But the Steelers looking for offense from anybody.
Mullins not opting for the 3, now trying to post up. Through pass. Not put it on target, but a foul called against the Steelers as James Su down low, finally getting a touch. Referee catching Jerry on the backside.
Yeah, the Steelers could really use some defense turned into offense right now. They're playing hard defensively. They just need some breaks. They need to get a steal. They need to get some defensive rebounds and get out in transition, get some confidence back on the offensive side.
Amigo on the curl, attacking Captain Luke, flings it up. Oh, Joby trying to muscle Byron Mullins. Tough lay-in. And again, Amigo early in transition getting a foul out of the Steelers.
Now you see a lot of centers do this, seal in early transition as we see the replay of the fast break opportunity. Love the hard take, put the ball on the floor, get to the rim. There by the Steelers, but again, Jerry just trying to do a little too much grabbing as Amigo fighting good for that inside position.
Manigault will try from 3 himself, but no. Oh, Joby on Mullins, but this time from the outside. Taking it in and then going to the cup.
Yeah, he was not that aggressive in the first half that time. Multiple dribbles, great jump stop in the middle lane, gets his balance back and able to find the layup.
That shot is short, but Big Sushi hops in there for an offensive board, and Joseph puts it through.
Yeah, there's great defensive possession by the Steelers, but when you fail to secure that rebound and you give a guy like Joseph Lin an open look afterwards, that's just devastating after working hard on the defensive end to get a stop.
Jerry puts a pause to the cheering as he drops it in.
It's what the Steelers have been able to do, though, even though the Kings have made several runs in this game. The Steelers have found ways to find options, keep this game close.
Ricochet pass. And a whistle from the weak side as we have a 3-second call, I believe. Well, the Kings jump out to the lead. It's currently at 5 as we reach the first break of the second half. We'll be back after these messages.
给我一点尖叫声好吗？来使用你们的排排扇，让我听到哪一边的声音比较大，我就往哪一边丢。再来再来，排排扇不要停好吗？
Back here in Xingzhong Gymnasium to a packed house as the New Taipei Queens dance on the stairwell aisles of the home of the currently #1 New Taipei Kings.
Yeah, it's a great arena for them to be playing in. This home crowd definitely enjoying supporting this squad in this first place position. And definitely enjoying seeing the matchup of the brothers today. Jeremy and Joseph Lin, it's been a treat. And Kings up by 5, which, you know, we talked about, Ryan. Kings have had opportunities to increase this lead multiple times, maybe to double digits. The Steelers just continuing to fight and claw and do what they can to stay in this game. And we'll see what's in store.
No substitutions for either team as Chen Yue will try from 3, another miss.
Not a bad look for the Steelers after the timeout. Jeremy Lin able to come up, pick and roll, find Jerry for the open wing. No, he likes to attack the basket.
Whistle first as Byron Mullins had an opportunity. They have been consistent with that from earlier in the game. The foul is Joby getting in there first. Though Byron Mullins does have a pretty good case.
Yeah, he started to pick up that ball and gather to get that shot off. Joby, though, I think wanted a little bit of the hook action.
Two of them are still battling it out there as A rifle pass to Big Sushi is missed. Jeremy faking the pass one way, then to Jerry, but the Kings cover it up. Little stutter steps by number 0 and a turnover.
Yeah, just a little bit too much hand underneath the ball when he began that spin move right here to hold on to it. Just palming. But he was doing the right thing. He had a smaller guard, Joseph Lin, on him, so I like his attack the basket mentality.
Kings going a little bit smaller as Joseph misses at the cup. Poked out of bounds by the Steelers. Byron Mullins, the closest Kings nearby. Migo on the catch and shoot.
Yeah, Captain Lou just has to do a better job staying connected, getting around that screen set by Mullins. Not an easy task, but you cannot let Amigo Yang see the basket like that.
Well, so much for the television timeout. The Kings able to add 3 on a pretty common baseline out of bounds that the Kings would run all the time. And Captain Lou caught a little bit behind there. So on the quarter, the Kings holding the Steelers to only 3 of 11 shooting and have forced 4 fouls. Meanwhile, for their own squad, 5 of 14, but 4 of those were made 3-pointers, leading to this 8-point lead.
I feel like the Steelers are going to be able to find enough ways to keep this low scoring enough. You know, it's been a hard task today to guard these Kings offensive players, but the Steelers really struggling most after that first quarter just to find rhythm on offense. So a lot of pressure on Jeremy Lin to try to create for them. What kind of ball movement, what type of pick and rolls, down screens. They just got to continue to mix it up, keep this Kings defense guessing to try to get some easier shots on the offensive side.
Now for the Steelers defensively, in their last 3 games, of course, with Jeremy Lin only giving up 80 points, 102 points, and 82 points. You can imagine which ones were victories for them. Holding their opponents to under 40% field goal shooting and 21 then 22 turnovers respectively. So they kind of got to put both missed shots and taking the basketball away in their defensive game plan. Kyle is trying to keep an eye on Jeremy. From the Buomi logo, he'll try the pull-up jumper. No, but Kratzov slams it home with 2.
Like to see Kratzov finish that one with authority. I thought earlier in the half, he had a nice little drop pass. He could have gone up like with that same explosiveness he just finished that last dunk on.
Still leading the team in scoring. Now 16. Meanwhile, the Kings have 2 players in the 20s now between Mullins and Amigo. Joseph on the catch. They got a mismatch. A deflected pass and kind of an excuse me bump foul by Joseph against Olujobi. As the Steelers bring in Little Lou for Jerry. As you see the foul committed by number 1. Jeremy getting a couple screens and then getting it back. Using a lot of energy for those little openings as Captain Lou no good with the runner. Kratzov lost the handles on that one. He was going ISO. Quickly down the floor. It's Amigo Yang. Too strong with it. Well, one thing that the Steelers did in their victories was be positive in the turnover to assist ratio. Oh, Joey picks it off the glass and scores. Not to be beat, Kenny Manigault fouled at the rim. Steelers slow getting back.
Now we see a great attack here by Jeremy Lin. Great help side defense by Mullen, but when you go up for that block, that leaves somebody unattended, not being boxed out. Steelers able to get 2 points, but right after that, Kings, what they've done all day, get out in transition, and Manigault was able to get a one-on-one against Captain Lou, and Captain Lou had to give up the foul. So Steelers playing great half-court defense. They just got to clean up one thing, is just to try to hustle back, not let the Kings get these fast break opportunities.
Jeremy's off ball as a errant pass leads to the Kings going right back on offense. Almost losing it, but Joseph can't convert it into points. As this time, maybe Manigault with the credit for the tip steal there. Definitely when you saw that pass go up the court, had no chance of reaching the intended target. Byron Mullins drawing contact, and it will be a blocking foul. Captain Lou just a little late. And that'll be more free throws.
Yeah, Captain Lou, his only choice was to try to draw a charge with the 7-footer coming down the lane. Dude, does seem like he got 2 feet outside of the circle, but he just brings that left shoulder forward instead of staying still and absorbing the contact. Maybe he would have been able to get a different call.
It also kind of matters in the referee's eyes as to when the offensive player is, they call, bound for that jumping motion as well. Because if you wait till the player already takes off, then it's nothing that the offensive player can do to avoid that kind of contact. Mullins now with 21 and 11. Five-point game as we see on the Kings bench. JJ hopping around. Joseph goes down, but then contests the shot. Backdoor to Joseph. He scores.
Yeah, just more transition points by the Kings, turning good defense into offense for their squad. 7-point lead, and for the Steelers right now, especially with their sort of court general, Jeremy Lin, on the bench, Howard, Little Lou, Captain Lou, and Jerry going to be able to help orchestrate this offense to start producing.
Kravtsov too strong with the mid-range. There was Little Lou on the reload, still can't find this range. A foul as Amigo going into the middle. And as experienced as Captain Lou is, he's had trouble trying to stick with the MVP last season.
Yeah, veteran move right there by Amigo. So good at driving strong, drawing contact, and then, you know, feeling that that foul call is coming, and does a smart job by throwing it up there so he can ensure 2 free throws.
So as much as we might have downplayed Amigo's season, still averaging the Kings local player high of 14 points. Of course, is still strong at the free throw line, shooting 81%. Very short rest for Jeremy as he checks in with Cho Bo-zhang. One thing about the Steelers lineup now in this game is no Gokul Nitesen, who is a great option when Jeremy's off ball too. He passes off to Jerry, already missed all his previous attempts. Ball out of bounds off of the Steelers.
Yeah, just, you know, that time several handoffs, but you could just sort of feel like most of the Steelers just waiting for Jeremy Lin to create for him. And that time he does. Jerry gets an open look at a 3. You got to be ready to knock it down.
And it's Byron Mullins showing off the range once again, extending it to a 12-point Kings lead. Down low as Kravtsov trying to create space. Lucky to get the Kings to foul him. I think that was JJ nearby.
Good job by Jeremy Lin. Seeing Mullins had helped over, delivers it at the right time. But good job help side from the Kings to make sure Kravtsov had no free shot when he caught that ball.
Quickly backdoor. Byron Mullins erases it. As the referee catches JJ once again down low.
Yeah, Mullins definitely looked like he had a clean block up top, but don't see too much there on the replay. Maybe a little bit of touch up on the head or shoulder, but hard to tell from that angle we just saw.
Chobozong kind of inch closer to the Kings point total. Switching his number from number 9 earlier in the season out of Songsan High School and Taiwan Art University. Can only split the free throws. Mullins going backdoor to JJ, who lost the handle on it. Ball out of bounds off the Kings. And the tough third quarter continues for number 10. Sometimes it works, but sometimes those backdoors get even tougher. Easy pick for Kyle. But a miss at the rim by JJ. Quick give and go, and to Kravtsov, who's blocked. Second chance for the Steelers as Jeremy fakes the shot, then puts it up. He will go to the line. The only thing saving the Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers on that last possession were lucky that the Kings didn't get 2 points on a transition layup with Kyle coming away with the steal. The Kings have shown that they want to put that backcourt pressure, as we see the replay again, Jeremy getting fouled. But the Steelers in that with that backcourt pressure, they can't just continue to make Jeremy Lin dribble the ball up against that pressure and then expect to also set up their offense. Guys like Jerry, Lil Lou in there, they got to get that ball against that pressure, and they got to take that responsibility away from him so that Jeremy can still have the legs to finish out games with the scoring that the Steelers need him to have.
Substitution to really go small as the Steelers kind of have a 4-guard lineup out there with the next tallest player from Kravtsov, one Jeremy Lin. Only a minute to go.
Guarding the 1 position.
But similarly, the Kings only have Kenny Manigault, the next tallest player besides their center. Joseph trying to go inside, then down the middle, had that one smacked for a block. Byron Mullins, already 10 points on the quarter, he gets 3 more. And another turnover on the inbound. Joseph can't make him pay. It's almost embarrassing how much the Steelers are turning it over on the inbounds after a score. Kravtsov, triple team over to Jeremy, who can't find the range. He's 0 for 6 on the quarter, with only the free throws adding to his point total. Manigault almost beating Chopoltz onto the basket in a sloppy bit of basketball. 3 seconds left. Down to Kravtsov. Running out of time. And a strong quarter by the new Taipei Kings here at their house, trying to push up their win totals and lead on the Plus League field in the 3rd season. We have one final frame coming up after this.
Hello， 两位朋友们，帮我们看大荧幕，一起比爱心好吗？谢谢你们。Hello， 两位朋友，这个窃窃私语的这一对情侣们，我们一起比个爱心好不好？对，是你们没错啊，非常可惜。来，没关系，这两对情侣，我们一起比个爱心。而且男生的爱心好比较高一点哈。好，两位一起比个爱心，默契的部分。好的，好，你们也可以，好不好？你们也可以，祝你们幸福。好，两位朋友，我们一起比个爱心，耶 ！Hello，OK， 谢谢你们，希望你们今天来玩得开心。好可，小独角兽，好可爱啊 ！Hello， 我们两位一起比个爱心。Hello， 两位朋友，我们一起比个爱心好吗？耶！哇，旁边的这个爱心有点大。Hello Luna， 我们来一起比个爱心好不好啊？自己比没关系。Hello， 我们一起比个爱。So sad，so sad 啊 ！Hello， 两位朋友。差点以为又被拒绝，吓到。感谢各位朋友们，感谢你们。
The next edition of PLG Tuesday Night Basketball is the Formosa Taishin Dreamers in town against these new Taipei Kings, who had a very excellent 3rd quarter, despite some of the chaos, especially towards the end. But 13 points from Byron Mullins sure buoys your chances. I looked it up. He was only 5 for 24 shooting the 3-ball last year's regular season, though we could give him part of a pass for not coming in shape as an emergency substitute for the Kings import rotation.
Yeah, and his shooting is a big reason his team's enjoying this 12-point lead right now. You know, the Steelers on the other side just have not been able to shoot the ball as efficiently as this Kings squad. But Amigo Yang, Byron Mullins, just an incredible day shooting from beyond the arc.
It's Olu Joby, the import for the Steelers, and Manigault for the Kings as the dump pass over the head of everyone.
Yeah, I like the action there after the timeout. Jerry, definitely someone strong body, can come off the pick and roll well. He just needs to learn the timing of that pass, loft it a little bit, or take one more dribble, act like you're going to shoot it, draw the defense, and then dump it down to your roller.
Little zone defense for the Steelers as a little backdoor pass finds Chen Junan.
Yeah, and that's great recognition by the Kings. They face the zone, and right away they know how to get the ball movement and player movement open to find one of the easiest shots of the ball game.
Jerry and Olujobi this time on the left side. Little Lou, line drive 3 is off the mark. Quickly, JJ down the floor was close, but Quincy Davis might have had an effect on that one. On a second effort, lays it in softly.
Yeah, not the start the Steelers needed, down by 12. All of a sudden down by 16 after the first minute of the fourth quarter.
A nice steal, and Kenny Manigault, a little showtime, going with 2 hands. As right away the Steelers call timeout with the air let out of this balloon. Quincy Davis resting for all of the third quarter, providing the anchor, and Kenny Manigault doing what he does out on the perimeter. We'll be back after this.
What you gonna do with that dessert?
Make some noise for New Taipei Queens！ 不只是我们新北国王啦啦队 New Taipei Queens 也带来了全新的曲风以及全新的舞蹈，给我们所有现场的球迷朋友们。我们第4节比赛准备继续进行。现在比数，新北国王75比我们高雄钢铁人57。
75 to 57, the Kings expanding on their lead against the Steelers, who now bring in Jeremy Lin after as disastrous of 88 seconds as you can have to start a quarter while you're already down.
Yeah, you got to be able to give guys rest. Jeremy's been out there for most of the game when he has been off the court. Steelers just have not had the same success, offense or defensively, and that can just be tiring.
And now it's Kyle going with just a layup there, as it's now a 20-point lead. Feinting the back door. Now it's going to be Jerry to Captain Lou. Quick fire three. Finally, points for the Steelers on their set play.
Yeah, Captain Lou looked like he'd have one of those performances we were used to seeing him have last year when the game started, but definitely went a little bit more quiet there in the second, third quarter. It'd be good for the Steelers to see him knock down a few more shots.
Quincy Davis with his second offensive rebound on the quarter, as Manigault can't quite lay it in. Jeremy picked off there as the entire Kings defense drawn to him. Out of the reach of Q, it's Little Lou. Try from three, finally knocking it down.
Yeah, some live. I like to see Jerry with the penetrate there. Little Lou being aggressive. These other role players got to step up for the Steelers, carry some of this load.
Looking for Q, he catches it, an easy finish on the mismatch. More often than not, the Kings set up really easy action. That was time it was just a Manigault and Quincy pin down. Joby to Captain Lou, too strong with it, as they're lucky to pick it up on the offensive rebound. Krasov still planted on the Steelers bench, finally is getting up. Steve all day to measure it up, and he continues to struggle shooting from the outside. Jeremy, it looks like he took a smack to the face by Manigault, who attempted the block there.
Yeah, and that's just the pressure, though, that Jeremy Lin's put on himself. I mean, that's a transition basket, but he had two Kings players already in the paint. Look, three bodies around him, but he's still attacking the basket and delivering for his team, getting back to the free throw line. We'll hope he's okay and can shake this one off.
No movement on the Kings bench. Free throws coming up for number 7. And was able to do whatever he wanted in the game with the Steelers' last appearance against the Lioneers. Game high 32 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals. Critically, only 4 turnovers. 2 for 2 this trip to the line. And again, back to the bench, maybe to recover, as Cho Bo-zang will try to hang in there. Joseph with a Little Lou guarding him. Off to JJ, but he's short with it. Steve saves it in, and he'll have 5 seconds to attack. Flicked away by Kratzov, but again, the 50-50 ball is nearly won by the Kings every time, bailed out by the shot clock violation.
Yeah, I like the half-court effort from the Steelers. Been great all game. You know, when the Kings have been able to get open threes, they've knocked them down, but for the most part, the Steelers half-court defense has been good enough to win this game. It's just whether or not they're going to be able to find enough shots like that from Jerry and others to help with the offensive load.
2 points for Taipei. Manigault dribbles it off his own foot. Captain right to the hands of JJ. Sloppy play continues for the Steelers in the second half, who now amassed 10 turnovers. Not so crisp themselves. It's Manigault. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Driving kick. Joseph Lin hits it from 3.
Yeah, too many times the Kings have been able to find that catch and shoot 3 where guys are in rhythm. They're right there on the 3-point line. And that's just been one of their lethal weapons here today is that 3-point shot. So many guys that can knock him down consistently.
Kratzov using the left hand. That is a strong hand. Running low on time. It's a foul by the Steelers. Only their first of the quarter.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit too much push off from Captain Lou, but a hard time to give a foul with under 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Let's see what's going on with that right arm and the shoulder. Certainly a bailout foul, but at the same time, why are you committing a foul there? Captain Lou, well, as we say in Mandarin here in Taiwan, he's graduated from the game, earning his certificate with fouling out. Amigo trying to post up Jerry. Will turn around and rattle home the deep shot. As Jeremy fires up from 3.
That time, a little bit different than the last few attempts where he was a couple of feet behind the 3-point line. Making that one a little bit easier for himself. He was able to get all the way to that 3-point line, knock it down.
But he fouls from behind as Amigo had a chance at the rim. You want to double check the 2 or 3, which creates a little bit of a break in the action for both teams to talk it out, as it sure is close from this angle. Maybe we need it from the right side high. But in any case, the Steelers still facing a double-digit deficit in the game. Their biggest turnaround on the season, as they say, is just a 2-pointer. The biggest turnaround on the season was 11 points down to the Lioneers just on a Saturday. So back out on the floor now with a 13-point difference to overcome, showing off the powder blue sneakers. Back door, but a block shot? No. A whistle on the play. Tunjunas hit on the side of the head, and that's kind of what happens when you don't have enough size in there. Zhang, despite turning his head around, couldn't get a clean block off.
Yeah, it was close. And he does play bigger than it really helps to have another rim protector in there if you're the Steelers for a play like that.
Nan is at the line. Haven't seen the progression like we kind of were hoping out of him in the second season. So rolls in the second. Jeremy with a little slice of opening will score despite taking a little something to the head.
Yeah, just so quick that first step. He's able to go from 0 to 60 in just a split second, and finds himself slicing through the defense for the Kings.
Joseph finds the daylight himself off to the left as Slava sticks tough and stops Mullen. Down from the mid-range, but a brick.
Yeah, he had his teammate wide open. You got to take advantage of the mismatch like Byron Mullins is doing. When the big man's run, you got to feed him.
Steelers commit another foul in transition. They're going to put the Kings at the line for the rest of 4:25 as you get another look. The little bit of an excuse me elbow Mullins unintentionally as Jeremy was running past him.
Now we know why Jeremy and Joseph Lin's mother before the game, she's used to seeing how hard her boys play, and she hoped for everyone just to stay safe and healthy and have a good game. And for the most part, it hasn't been any serious injuries, but when you're aggressive going to the basket like Jeremy Lin, you're going to get some bumps and bruises throughout the course of the game.
Rimmed out by Mullins, and Jeremy again going right down the middle. Little Lou tries the high rainbow and harmlessly bouncing out of bounds. Number 8 has not had a good game shooting the ball. Fired pass to Mullins, who finishes through Olujobi. Five-out offense for the Steelers. Olujobi lines it up and gets to the bottom of the net.
Yeah, we're definitely capable of knocking down that shot. Would like to see Joby look to be a little bit more aggressive. When he has been aggressive from three-point land, from getting into paint, off drives, he's been effective for this Steelers team. Who going forward, I think, need to ask him to do a little bit more offensively.
A miss by Joseph. A run-out opportunity as Olujobi, no one checks him. He gets it on target for 2. A teeny bit of a run for the small lineup Steelers, forcing the Kings to go to their bench.
Yeah, if you take away the third quarter, this is still a tie ball game. It's really in that third quarter the Steelers, continued shooting hot from three-point land, and the Steelers only scored 13 points that quarter.
Indeed, the second half right now is 46-29. As we get a look at the Steelers' upcoming March schedule, they have a road game next week against the Pilots. Then home for the Braves and Lioneers, 10th and 11th. That's a 7 p.m. followed by 2:30 turnaround. On the road against the Pilots, and then March 25th and 26th, Braves and Pilots. So you're gonna have to get really familiar with that game plan and the little nuanced details. As we said before, the Steelers have only played the two teams on the lower half of the standings table. Pilots and Braves, and of course the Kings are on the top half, and have, for the most part, played really solid all season. In the fourth quarter, Jeremy has scored 6 out of the 21 points next to Olujobi's 5. And the scoring is spread all around, but they've also committed 5 turnovers. And like we mentioned before, curiously enough, even inbounding the basketball has been an issue, even off of scores.
Now this is a deep Kings lineup, so they've sent in multiple guys that have been willing to pick up in that full court defensive pressure that we've seen from them, and that has taken some fatigue and some air out of this Steelers offense.
Easy three-pointer made from Amigo. Back up to a 15-point lead as Jeremy, they're going to count the bucket on this one.
Now that time Jeremy just explosive to the basket, showing the strength, and the replay from Amigo. I mean, the guy's been hitting those shots all day today. You got to try to get a hand in his face and make him put the basketball on the floor.
Makes it a three-point play. Kyle maneuvering right. Mullins getting the screen from Amigo. Now backing down Jeremy, going baseline with a nice finger roll. As much as the Steelers are sticking with them, it's still a double-digit deficit. Olujobi will try from 3. Almost picks off Joseph, but he turned into an opening for JJ in the left corner, and another made 3. At this point of the game, the Steelers have seeded 19 three-pointers made by the Kings. Little Lou will try to answer. He does.
Starting to go back to where we were when we started this first half, with both teams just trading three-point shots. But for the Steelers, it's running out of time as they got to get some stops. And that just has not been something that has been easy today against this Kings offense that is just clicking on all cylinders.
Amigo tried to find a teammate, but throws it out of bounds. Only 93 seconds. Probably can only give credit for 2, maybe 2.5 quarters of good basketball. Jeremy with a fadeaway. A pretty one.
Yeah, just amazing for him to still, after playing almost the full game, you know, just getting a few minutes of rest here and there, to still have the leg strength and the muscle memory to knock down those shots.
Joseph can't counter, but his team gets him the ball back. Behind the back to Kyle, over to Amigo. Pretty decent defense, but they bail him out with a foul on the floor. Now shooting the 2 has been pretty decent, as you see Cho Bo-Zhang with the holding foul. Kind of falling asleep, and really can't afford to do that against Amigo, who's always looking for you to just drop your guard. Too strong as the MVP chant started. Steelers overall and themselves only 7 for 31 shooting the 3 ball. Including 0 for 9 between Jeremy and Jerry. Olujobi can't get that one to fall, and we are under 50 seconds left in the game. Well, it's been a challenge for the Steelers all year, and certainly an even greater one on the road as Joseph fakes up the defenders but airballs the push shot.
Yeah, definitely hard to play on the road in the P League, and we've seen why here today with the Kings. I mean, we know they can shoot on the road too, but the shooting display and just how comfortable they play out here in front of their home fans on their home court has been something else.
The scorer's table getting the referees over to check something out. Amigo will go off for Xiaoming, or Little Amigo. And Joseph Lin looks like he'll check out for the last time in tonight's action. They play the Naruto music as Kyle will somehow flip it up and in.
Yeah, Kyle, one of the most explosive, quickest guards in the league. It's been fun to see him and Jerry go at it today.
Some cosmetic points as Jerry finds Olujobi, but the time will run out as the music reaches its climax. Victory for the Kings pushes their record up even further ahead of these league standings. Of course, with less than half of the season left, still awaiting their opponent in that first round. But as Mrs. Lin eloquently said before the game, she hopes that everyone will come out winners from the excitement of the basketball game and, of course, the inspiration that we can all get out of, well, playing through the challenges or the excitement of whatever will be in your way, albeit even if it is your older or younger brother, respectively.
Yeah, she should be proud of both of her boys today. I'm sure she is. And it was a hard-fought game by both teams. Kings definitely just were the more consistent, deeper team throughout the 4 quarters. But both teams showed a lot of spirit out there today.
The final score is 101-88 for the New Taipei Kings as Jeremy gets his memorabilia up to the fans in the stands, and of course directed by some of the Steelers staff and also the photographers in tow. And of course, funny enough, awaiting him at the jump circle is Joseph Lin, who is going to be done with a little microphone. There you see the lucky winner, maybe with, on the strength of their signage. I wonder if that's something that he was looking for all game.
What a special day for those fans, and so many admirers here in Taiwan for the Jeremy Lin story and the Linsanity that he's brought to basketball all over the world.
They're still trying to wrap up their post-game celebrations. Standing in the middle of the jump circle, kind of hard to figure things out as they are completely surrounded by photographers, but looks like we're going to have Joseph also.
They're doing a little uniform switch, sharing the jerseys. Very cool tradition.
And there we found Mrs. Lin, also in the middle of things now. And of course, don't forget the Far Glory mascot in the backdrop. The final line for Jeremy Lin on the game: a team-high 23 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, hitting 9 of 11 free throws. Not so good from the field, however. And the victor of this game, Joseph Lin, with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists though. That's a rare local player double-double himself. He was also a +9 on the game, which will be amongst the tops for the Kings team, who, like we said, settled down in the second half and also held the Steelers to a rather low point total until we kind of got off to the races a little bit in the end. And Eddie Zhang Yaozong finally is catching up with the Lin
在
brothers.
今天新庄体育馆的主场赛后，为大家访问到呢，就是今天比赛中相当重要的一个环节，林家兄弟对决的2位主角，包含哥哥林书豪还有弟弟林书伟。首先呢，恭喜新北国王今天拿下比赛胜利。先请书伟来跟今天满场的球迷来讲几句话吧。
就谢谢大家来支持国王，然后也支持我的家人。
Joseph thanking everyone for
Just
the
thank you
support of the
everybody.
Kings
我知道我跟我哥很感谢你们。
and their family.
我们来给林书伟一点掌声。接下来我要请书豪作为哥哥来谈一下，之前你有讲，今天这场比赛你可能会有很多情绪，包含从今天赛前到比赛中到现在真的完成这场比赛，
Jeremy,
来分享一
before
下
the
你现在
matchup,
心中
saying
的
he
感
would be
受。
emotional now
第
after
一
reflecting
可以
on
来
it.
我为的主场，看你们支持他，我在大巴车过来的时候，我在跟我哥发信息说，突然这2天就一直想到我们长大的时候，看我从那么小一直被小看到现在，我就不能说话了。
Jeremy sharing that the last few days is
他当然这场
reflecting
比
on
赛
how
弟
Joseph
弟
has
伟伟
been
也攻下
overlooked
了
a lot of
10
the
分10
times,
助
but
攻，率领球队拿下比赛胜利。作为哥哥，作为对手，怎么看弟弟今天的表现
really shined.
我看他这几年当职业球员，我就觉得他是非常 underrated。我觉得很多人没有看到他的 greatness。我觉得他连这3年都是全联盟最高的正负值。为什么他是这样子？是因为他每一个方面打得非常标准，他的队友都会跟他说你要继续投篮，你要投更多。可是他是那么无私的一个球员，愿意去牺牲他自己给他的队友。所以我基本上每个国王比赛都在看这个赛季，那可以跟他一起对打，你就可以感觉到他一在场上的时候有很大的差别。就是他一直控制这个比赛的节奏，对他good job。
那这边赛后也要再问一下书伟，今天在赛前你有特别讲到，有一种
the league leader in plus minus in the last 2
想要在
seasons.
场上击败哥哥，
But also playing unselfishly,
拿下这场比赛胜利，
even
在过程中
despite being encouraged to shoot more by his teammates.
跟哥哥之间
And
的对
in
决。
fact, the Kings are the one team Jeremy's been watching
I guess you
this
could
whole
say
season.
It's a dream come true. 就我们小时候没有一次想到我们会在同一个场上打，然后当然对他的时候非常尊重，因为他是 he's the greatest Taiwan player ever. So when he's on the court, 你知道钢铁人的队是完全不一样，所以 there's a lot of attention on him, and I know I have a lot of help. All my teammates want to stop him too.
OK， 好。当然，今天这场比赛也不会是赛季最后一场比赛。之后双方你们2个人，包含球队，也会再有很多的对决，来谈一下你们自己分别对于可能包含自己的期待，以及接下来整个赛季的一些期许。我们请书豪先来谈一下。
就是我们后面几场的吗？对。我跟他打有太多情绪，我觉得真的就是这个是很难的一天，因为有那么多情绪，我可能就是睡到后天吧，我就是没有完全没有精神了那后面的几场一样的吧，就是继续冲。我们也是职业球员，我们也是为我们的球队去打好球。可是对，就是这样。
OK， 好，我们今天在赛后，请再次给林书伟还有林书豪一个最热烈的掌声。我们再次谢谢今天为大家带来一场这么精彩的比赛。我们今天的赛后访问到这边要告一段落，谢谢。
Second road game of the week. Thanks to Eddie and thanks to the Lin brothers for joining our post-game coverage. We'll be back to wrap things up after this.
For the check that cut me at the Super Bowl. All my life moments is a Super Bowl.
这边提醒一下，我们的观众朋友、球迷朋友，不能进到我们的球场的线内，麻烦帮我们注意一下，现场的球迷朋友以及观众不能进入我们的球场线内。我们工作人员也麻烦帮我们注意一下，帮我们引导一下，我们呢有闯入我们线内球场的这些球迷朋友们，感谢你们。
Drop top coupe in the summer, I rest my case like, hey, I'ma live life to the fullest with every single breath I take. Like, let me tell you something real quick. Hey, you can suck my get cold every time that you touch my wrist. I'm the greatest. Can't fit with this.
那我们这边呢也非常感谢所有今天呢来我们新庄城堡的所有球迷朋友们，不管呢是我们新北国王的粉丝，亦或者是我们高雄钢铁人的粉丝，我们都非常感谢你们今天的到场，让我们一起欣赏这场兄弟大战。那我们呢下一次一样在我们新庄城堡见，希望我们不见不散，让我们继续王城荣耀 ，Crown the City。
In a new Bentley, just re-up from that new stimmy. My brother counting them blue Benjis. Only feel good with my crew with me. Like, whoa, they try to question my character. Young rich and black, they hate me in America. We some road, we don't fit the criteria. Don't like your vibe, not allowed in my area. I entered this game and I came here to change it. Speak my belief, now they calling me dangerous. Taking the throne and I'm gonna maintain it. I gotta go down to just one of the plays. So anybody got a problem with me, can't fake kick it, kick it, politicking. I ain't worried about it. I know God is with me. Your peace of mind is worth $1.50. But last year I made $7 million, didn't have to do a single show. Should I tune my up at Coca-Cola for the check that cut me at the Super Bowl? All my life moments is a Super Bowl. But Dr. Dre got a Super Bowl. Last night
it's a final here in Xinzhuang Gymnasium, home of the new Taipei Kings, victorious over the Kaohsiung 1-7 Live Steelers. I'm Ryan Chen, Kirk Long on the English broadcast. An honor to be here for a very special occasion. Of course, always kind of a special thing for us to get a chance to broadcast on the 228 Peace Memorial Day here in Taiwan, but plenty of other emotions in the air. I think one thing that comes to mind when listening to the Lin brothers is the gratitude they have for kind of a rare opportunity. Like Jeremy mentioned, Joseph may be underrated, so having to start his pro career in Taiwan, where he is, after all, a 3-time champ in 2 different leagues.
Yeah, it was fun to see their humility and their respect for one another. They understand more than anyone how hard each other has worked and the past that they've gone through to get where they're at today.
There's the final combined team statistics where, despite having that 1 rebound edge, the Steelers also just felt like the whole game couldn't get it to enough loose balls. They also turned it over more on the game, and when you add that to the fact that the 3-point shooting difference was such, it just makes sense that the Kings were holding on to the lead. But I think, particularly looking at the box score split, Kenny Manigault, Byron Mullins played the entire 3rd quarter, and they split the 4th quarter nice and even. They just know how to play with each other.
Yeah, definitely some good chemistry there, and Quincy Davis comes in the 4th quarter, solid performance, and fun to see so many different Kings players step up and hit those 3-point shots.
The next game is going to be the Kings again in Taoyuan at 5 p.m. this next Saturday coming up. Well, on behalf of Wang Shikai and Eddie Zhang Yaozong, 6 teams in the league operations, it's been a pleasure. The Kings emerge victorious, stay at number 1. Steelers have ways to go to get out of the bottom of the league standings, but Kirk, another good broadcast. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.